I think Dallas need to bring Zeke back if they can.
What you're saying is down the line, he's available, you have a need, you could revisit that?
I wouldn't take any possibility off the table.
How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. You're rocking with your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan. Feeding Cowboys Nation this raw and uncut about our Dallas Cowboys. So if you're DC for life and want to see the Angry Cowboys fan YouTube channel hit 10,000 subscribers, drop a like on the video, share this content, and please subscribe to the channel. As every Dallas Cowboy fan knows by now, Ezekeil Elliott is back in the building. Number 21 is back at the Star to assume the role of leader, battering ram, and assisting to help get this organization over the hump. While some are excited for Zeke Elliott's return, there are others that think that it's a wasted roster spot. In comes Emmanuel Acho, Shady McCoy, Joy Taylor, and Dave Helman to discuss the pros and cons of bringing Ezekeil Elliott back to the Star. So we're going to take a listen to what Acho, Dave, and Shady had to say, and then you know what we're going to do, Cowboys Nation. We're going to come back and unpack my raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to Dave Helman.
Does the reunion make sense?
Yeah, it absolutely makes sense as long as we are honest about what this is.
What is it?
Signing a running back to a $2 million, $3 million contract to come in and play a role because you didn't draft one over the weekend.
What role?
Part of a committee. Zeke Elliott is here to be part of a committee. He could be the first guy out on the field if they want him to be, because then he gets credited with the start, and him and Dak get to do the 2-1-4 thing. It's gonna look dope when they're in the tunnel. You know, they come out of the tunnel together, like, Cowboys.
214, by the way, Dallas,
the Dallas area code. If you're, I mean, like, are we talking about Zeke Elliott, the rushing champion? Of course we're not. I looked this up. I mean, Zeke actually had a surprisingly good season in New England, I thought. You know, carrying the load for a bad offense. You can't see Acho right now, but the look on his face says
Define surprisingly good.
Zeke has carried the ball so much. I'm not sure how much is left in his legs, but he gave him a useful 600 yards, and this is what Zeke is at this point. I think he's a veteran presence. He's a guy that a lot of guys in that locker room know and love. He can be your short yardage back, your goal line back, and that's probably about it at this stage in his career.
This is the reason why I love Dave Helman being on this show. It brings some realism back to the set. It brings objective criticism back to the set. It brings a person in other than James Jones who knows what the hell they're talking about when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys. Dave is 100% on point with why Zeke's return is good for the Dallas Cowboys. It's not going to be the Zeke of old. It's not to have the entire offense rely on Zeke's legs. It's to get those dirty yards that we missed so much last year. It's to bring the quarterback and the team's morale up. It's to help the running backs in the running back room to be able to get acclimated to this system even more, like Deuce Vaughn. I honestly don't understand why some would think that Cowboys Nation is saying that Zeke Elliott is coming back to lead the league in rushing again. That's not going to happen, Cowboys Nation, and we are aware of that, but I don't think the talking heads are. So let's bring those 600 plus yards that he had in New England down to Dallas. Moving on to the next clip that I got for you, Shady McCoy gives his take on the return of Zeke Elliott. So we're going to take a listen to what Shady McCoy has to say, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Take it away, Shady.
Does Zeke to the Cowboys make sense?
Yes, it does. And I'm not taking the approach that Dave took. I'm taking a bigger approach.
What approach was
we
that?
want the old Zeke back. We want the Zeke with the half shirt cut out, showing his stomach,
Might
showing
be
the
the
ass.
belly now.
Bringing back, we need Zeke with the belly because Zeke with the belly was dangerous. But you know what? I love this move though because, like you talked about, Joey, they didn't get a lot in with the running back so far, right? In the draft, they didn't really get it. They didn't really
get
address
one.
it. Cool. So my thing is, you bring Zeke back. He's still strong. He's still smart. He knows the offense, right? Another thing about Zeke I love is he knows the teammates.
Right.
So there's gonna be a point in time where maybe he's not as effective on the field, but he's gonna be very effective not on the field. Coach the other running backs, right? Other wide receivers may need to be yelled at for missing a read. So, things like that matters. And I think if you bring the core back together, it helps out. Brings the morale up on the team.
You're right, Shady. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're right. A little bit. It brings the morale back to the team. A part of me wishes that Shady would take the next step and start doing research for the takes instead of coming on the set and spitting your feelings. Just like my homie Sports Junkie says, it's facts over feelings. Anyway, I hate to burst your bubble, Shady, but we're not going to get the Zeke that you speak about. We're not going to get the cutoff ab showing Zeke, which I think is a good thing. We're going to get a Zeke who played under Bill Belichick back. We're going to get a Zeke who is seasoned back. A Zeke that knows that the offense will not run through him. A Zeke that knows his best friend's job is on the line. Also, it's kind of funny that Shady wants to bring on board a player who has declined over the years, but doesn't want to retain a player who has gotten better over the years, i.e. Dak Prescott. In the last clip that I got for you, Emmanuel Acho gives the dumbest reason as to why the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't bring back Ezekeil Elliott for the 2024 NFL season. So let's take a listen to what he has to say, and then you know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack my raw and uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, take a listen.
I hate the Cowboys signing Zeke because of the roster imbalance issues. The roster's not balanced at all. You got 3 running backs and they're all kind of starters, which means they all kind of have to start, which means who's going to play on teams. When you construct a roster, it's not just about your offense. It's not just about your defense. There are 3 phases to the game. We on national television, we just don't bore you with the 3rd phase, but the 3rd phase may be the most important phase. Philadelphia Eagles, they lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs in large part because of a big punt return. Who was on the punt return unit? Who was on the punt unit for the Eagles? Starting linebacker T.J. Edwards. Starters should not play special teams, and special teams players should not start. So if Zeke, Rico Dowdle, and Royce Freeman are all your starting 3 running backs, where is the roster balance? Philadelphia 2015, after we traded LaShawn McCoy for Kiko Alonso, our starting linebackers were Kiko Alonso and D'Amico Ryans. But we just paid Michael Kendricks like a 4-year, $28 million deal. We have the most expensive kickoff player ever in Michael Kendricks. We acquired Miles Austin from the Dallas Cowboys. But we also had Riley Cooper. Problem. Miles Austin is your 4th-team wide receiver. You want to know what 4th-team wide receivers have to do? They got to play special teams. So now we're on punt, and Miles Austin, former All-Pro Cowboy, is sitting there on punt. Want to know why our special team struggled? A part of the reason why we went 6-9 that year before Chip Kelly got fired, and then we end up going 1-0, and maybe with Deuce Staley take over as a coach, because the roster was not balanced. So I hear everybody at the desk if Zeke knows his role, but there's no role that Zeke can occupy unless he's actually going to be a legitimate contributing player, which I don't know that he can be, that is worth the roster imbalance.
Worth the roster imbalance? Come on, Acho. So you mean to tell me that you don't want to bring back Zeke Elliott due to him taking a roster spot from a special teams player? Really, Acho? Didn't we have 3 running backs on the team last year and the year before that? Now it's an issue, Acho? Boy, I tell you, I just wonder. I just don't understand some people's logic, for real, for real. I just don't understand it these days. But y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. You know, I, as well as some angry Cowboys fan family members, have pondered what would Speak or any of these talking head shows be like if they invited your boy, the angry Cowboys fan, on set. I wonder. What's going on, guys, man? I truly appreciate y'all having me on the show. Truly appreciate y'all having me on Speak. But I do gotta say one thing. I do gotta say one thing to you, Acho, because that guy right over there, that guy right beside you, he sucks. And let's not forget about you, Joy, I'm a parrot on Shady McCoy's shoulder, Taylor. Joy McShady. If y'all want to have Dave Helman and James Jones on this show, be my guest. But for the most part, these three, they suck, America. This show sucks. You suck, and you too, you suck. Oh, what? I can't say that? I can't say that? I didn't know, my bad. America needs to know this. And Acho, why'd you leave Marcellus Wiley? You know that Speak for Yourself was good whenever it was you and Marcellus Wiley. Now you got these two clowns on here and they can't do shit. All right, y'all. Don't kick me off the show. Don't kick me off the show. I got this.
Let me ask you, big dog. Does the reunion make sense?
Well, guys, I'm thankful that you asked me this question. Does the Zeke Elliott reunion make sense for the Dallas Cowboys? Of course it does. The reason why it makes sense is because, one, he will be a leader in that locker room. He will be the leader to that running back room that you guys talk about so much, that there's so many running backs in that room and that there's not one legitimate RB1. And we know who the RB1 is, America. Don't you know? It is going to be Zeke Elliott. Is he going to stay in the game for the entire game? No, he's not. That's why you got Rico Dowdle. That's why you got Deuce Vaughn and the rest of the people in the running back room. But as far as Zeke Elliott's reunion with the Dallas Cowboys, it's dope. It's dope. He can be the goal line back that you were crying for last year. Is he going to be that locker room presence? Yes, he is. Is he going to be that morale booster for Dak Prescott? Yes, he is. But if you think he's going to be the Zeke that was the rushing leader, I got another thing for you. Is he going to be the bell cow that everyone is used to him being? No, he's not. Is he going to join the team and join that running back room and mentor the running backs as well as be effective as he can? This is not the splash acquisition that most fans and you guys here want to see. Y'all want the Derrick Henrys and the Saquon Barkleys. Well, like everybody's mama in the hood used to say, we don't need Derrick Henry. We got Derrick Henry at the crib. Don't you like Zeke? This man has went from a busted New England Patriots team and was the leading receiver for said team. This man had over 600 yards rushing. I don't care, y'all. I don't care. If we bring him here and he brings those 600 yards and he gets 10 touchdowns, this man has served his purpose. The acquisition has served its purpose. If he doesn't, at least we didn't spend $10 million on a running back. As a matter of fact, man, get this thing off me, man. I can't stand this show, man. Get out the way. I would go on speak my mind when it comes to the clowns that run this damn show. I would come on the set with a chip on my shoulder every single day when I would see Shady McCoy. And I'd probably call him and Joy by their nicknames, Shady McJoy and Joy McShady. As far as what Acho said, though, you are turning down the return of Zeke Elliott because you don't want a player on special teams to lose their job? Roster imbalance? I have never heard of such a dumbass statement before in my life. There are a number of players that can fill a special teams role without putting a hole on that side of the ball, especially when special teams is going to have an impact in the game because of the rule change. The Dallas Cowboys have to figure out what they're going to do this year. Due to Jerry and Stephen Jones twiddling their thumbs instead of signing Dak, Micah, and CD, we now have to go into the past and into the bargain bin to acquire players to fill the gaps that we lost in free agency. I hope these guys are going to come together and make it further than where we ended last year. I hope the return of Zeke Elliott pumps up the players in the locker room so that we are not at the same place this year as we were last year. If that takes bringing Zeke Elliott back to the team, so be it. Shit, Jerry Jones can pad up if it's going to get us over the hump. Whatever we do, Cowboys Nation, we have to do it with 100% conviction and 100% determination. Not getting tired a game before the playoffs. Not getting boat raced by a team that we should be beating by 20 or more points. The Dallas Cowboys are going to have to do more with less, and I truly feel that adding Ezekeil Elliott to the roster makes this team a better team than where we stood 3 days into the free agency. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan. What did you think about what the crew of Speak had to say about Ezekeil Elliott's return? What did you think about my acting? Let's have that conversation in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to get this content out to even more Dallas Cowboy fans, drop a like on the video and share this content with your friends who are Cowboys fans. It lets YouTube know that you are rocking with the Angry Cowboys fan. If you're DC for life and want to join the rest of the ACF family as we cheer on our Dallas Cowboys, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I go live, release a video, or a podcast episode. Talking heads, pessimistic fans, you need not worry. I don't believe that the Dallas Cowboys are set. They're not done yet. You will see even more acquisitions as this offseason continues to roll. But this has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out.